Did you ever notice that they don't say XRP out loud? There's a reason for that now that everyone is in the loop. It's not the same story people in the media, politicians, and even some crypto leaders talk about it behind closed doors under NDAs that keep them from giving addresses. They stay away from it at all costs, and it's not by accident. But in this case, the reasons are complex. There are strong lobbying ties, institutional moves that are kept from the public eye, geopolitical concerns, and managers who try to protect their own position by controlling the story, but that's quickly falling apart. In the meantime, Ripple is quietly laying the groundwork for something much bigger. They are widening the reach of the XRP ledger so that it can connect directly to the banking system and making sure that the law is clear. It's locked up here. You know, the law is final on this problem. Plans are being made that are easy to see but hard to hear, and the next steps will push XRP, you better believe it, to new heights. Let us look at this. Now, why did this video start with this comment on Nichols' film? Why does no one, not even Trump or his kids, talk about XRP? It looks like they chose to avoid it, which I think says a lot about how important it is. They can't even talk about it. That is what it means. This sign is 100% correct. They can't even say those three letters by chance. XRP. It's not in your head because there is no XRP. There are political statements, news stories, and even people who are really into crypto, they won't say it. This silence is a sign of a complicated web of strategic lobbying is definitely a part of positioning. There is a lot of money in Bitcoin and Ethereum that is paying your CNBC to spread a story. You already know all of this, but part of it is because it's how banking will work in the future. There's no way this will be talked about on the evening news. This is only for people who need to know, and right now most people, the fact that it's so important means that they don't know about it. If it weren't important, they'd be talking about it all over the place. The public can't see this because, once more, it's going to be a key part of our finances going forward. Tomorrow, August 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll start moving forward. There will be a live stream on GenRX's YouTube page right now. Hugo and Santiago Velez will be there. We're going to talk about the future of decentralization while the flares are out, both DeFi and DAOs. I hope you watch it. The link is below. You can now follow Jenna on YouTube and click the notice button. You'll be there with me when this thing goes live to watch it. I can't wait to read what these three have to say in the next post. I'm going to answer this question. I thought I knew what XRP was for, but then stablecoins came along and I'm not sure what its new role is. It used to make me think of the ship moving the money, but now it just seems like air. I get it. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you and say there haven't been any turns and that this won't happen. We've seen this happen with Bitcoin, right? Micropayments and all that are meant to be a part of it. And now storage of value makes it seem like there is some kind of evolution going on here. The interesting thing about XRP is the original idea, which you can hear in the early Chris Larsson films. He says that the XRP ledger is where all of the world's foreign currencies are recorded. This includes stable coins, tokenized gold stocks, and so on. Everything that is recorded is put on the ledger, and XRP, the digital currency, really acts as a backup or bridge currency. This is what we call it. That sounds better than secondary backup job, but that doesn't mean it's not more valuable. It doesn't mean it's not very valuable, though. Some of this, of course, happened when XRP really started going up in value and making everyone a fortune. I think they strayed from the original idea of what the XRP ledger was supposed to do and instead focused on XRP itself because they wanted to make the most of it. But they found that other people had already thought of similar ideas for decentralized exchanges, tokenized assets, and stable coins, and they got ahead of them by a large margin. Adding more features won't make XRP less useful. XRP ledger assets that are more useful, more deals possible, and more interesting over time. This will just increase the number of deals, the amount of money done, and the value of the asset. There is no reason to be afraid of having more assets on the ledger or more capabilities, getting right to the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. All of these are good for the XRP community. That thing, the record, the trustless bridge asset state stable coin used to build it is XRP. They don't make Bitcoin less useful. We can see that Bitcoin is still going through the roof. You need decentralized cryptocurrencies that don't have a middleman. Stablecoins don't meet that need, but they are better than cryptocurrencies for some uses because they don't change value. It's just more transactions on the XRP record for more use. There is no reason to be afraid. In fact, it's a return to the original idea of what this blockchain would be used for and what they would build with it. More traffic, same goal here, folks. It's time to be great again. Not even close to that. This is what we have. This is very interesting. We have Colin Crane, 3125. He also says that Ripple will really start to change things when they get their banking license charter. There is no way to win that game. I agree that it will be a big one. Straight access to banks. When you have ties to the Federal Reserve, there's no need for custody and clearing. There is no middleman. There is no danger. It's about as risk-free as a safe coin can get, and it works right away. Having straight fiat is crypto's Trojan horse. On ramp there, you can easily move value under the blockchain, which you can trade into XRP and other decentralized assets. You can also easily cash out when you need that value in the real world to pay your rent, buy a Bentley, or pop some bottles. This makes everything more useful, and that's the main point. 7 can't see it below. Dennis 1. 2-3 says he thinks XRP will change into Ethereum this year. This is what I'll say. I don't think so, but it's not impossible either. Sure as heck it could happen again since it has before. Let's see how it turns out. I'm not going to say that 7 Dennis 1, 2, 3 is wrong or that it can't happen, but that doesn't have to happen if we close that gap and make crypto grow. We'll get a lot out of this. This is all a bunch of nonsense. It doesn't matter if you pass Ethereum. If you do, that's just icing on the cake. What matters is that crypto is growing very quickly, and XRP will be a star. If it closes the gap to Ethereum again, it will do so at a time of growth.